Hello and welcome to my channel, and in this video we will be doing a step-by-step on the cleaning, prepping, and storing of your Irish sea moss. Alright, and this sea moss comes from the Caribbean. Note, you are not using the entire bag when you make sea moss, because sea moss expands when you hydrate it. So you're looking at this quantity wise, like what is that, about 2 good handfuls when you're pulling out a bundle to use. This, once it expands, you're looking probably about maybe 2 jars worth, by the time you are done going through the whole process. So to clean your sea moss, patience is going to be key. You want to make sure that when you are cleaning it, you're cleaning it with cold water. If you honestly have a faucet situation where debris and metals and particulates come out, make sure that your faucet has a filtration system on it. And so you're going to be patient, and you're just simply going to take your time, and you're going to rub little tentacles as you go through it, because you want to make sure that you're getting off all the sand and all the salt that you find. If you come across any tentacles, here, let's get a little close up there for you. So if you come across any tentacles that have any debris or rock on it, note, all you simply do is break that piece off. Sometimes it can be a little stubborn, so you might just have to grab a knife and cut that piece off and discard it. Otherwise, just go ahead and be patient and take your time. You don't want to soak this when you clean it, because if you soak it, then what's happening is you're slowly hydrating it, and the last thing you want to do is hydrate this with faucet water. Once I am done cleaning the whole thing, and I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight, I'm going to be hydrating this with a natural spring water, because I am trying to reap the best benefits possible and get all 92 of those minerals in my body nice, fresh, and clean. And so this is what you do. So one bundle will start off like this before cleaning, and as you can see, okay, once it goes through the cleaning process, then here it's just all nice and pretty. Right? And then you can see all the nice little tentacles on the end of it there. And so you're going to go through bit by bit. And you're just going to rub it under the cold water. Squeeze, and then you move on to your next batch. Okay? So as I said before, I'm going to be hydrating it and placing it overnight. So you will see, I will show you, let's see, I thought I had little rocks here that I was going to be able to show you, but none thus far on this batch in my hand. So once you go through it and you clean it, you throw it in a nice big bowl, because it's going to need room for when it expands in the water. You're going to place the sea moss in a big bowl. You're going to add a natural spring water to it, and then you're going to cover the entire bowl so it sits in the dark overnight. And then the next morning is when phase 2 happens. Yeah, you're just in phase 1 right now. Okay, so I'm going to go through this and take my time and clean this. And then I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like once it is hydrated. Alright, now that my sea moss is nice and clean, and I've given it a final squeeze, and I've drained all the water out, I wanted you to see how nice it looked before sticking it in the fridge and adding spring water to it. Something that came to mind as I was cleaning it that I wanted to tell you was, when you open your bag of sea moss, the only thing that it should smell like is seawater. It should not smell like chemicals. It should not smell like bleach or anything like that. If it does, that is a problem. If your sea moss is extremely hard, that is a problem. Sea moss, yes, it's going to be firm to the touch, and as you clean it, it's going to have like this soft jelly, you know, kind of feeling as water starts, you know, to run through it. But it should not be hard and crunchy, nor should it smell like bleach or any kind of chemicals. And I just wanted to also show you the back of the bag so that you can see, you know, the sand and the salt that is usually in the bag when you get it, so that you don't freak out when you smell it or freak out when you see it. So off to the fridge this goes, and I will show it to you once it's all poof and expanded. All right, it is morning, so now time to drain out the water from last night. As you can see, it is hydrated and it has expanded. So I do not use the water from that I have hydrated with, because I feel once it's been soaking in that spring water, any last bit of sand or salt that I might have missed during the cleaning process will have definitely rinsed off during the soaking and hydrating part of the process. And oh, look at here, look at here. And there we have nice big full sea moss, all hydrated and ready to go. And that's what it should look like once it's all nice and hydrated. See how, when I said before, it has like that gelatin kind of look to it and also feel. So now it is time to blend. So I'm gonna get a blender and some fresh artesian spring water, and we're gonna blend this up. So when blending, you want to just go a little bit at a time, and you don't want to just pour in a bunch of water, because then it's going to be too watery and not thick enough. So you can always add water, but pulling out the water, that's not going to be feasible. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of water, and I'm just going to take my time and go bit by bit as I blend and add water. All right, I have now added a handful of the freshly hydrated sea moss into the blender and added some fresh artesian spring water in there. You don't want to over water at the beginning, because you can always add water as you go during the blending process, but you cannot remove water. So remember, a little bit at a time. Be patient. You are trying to get it down to the consistency of applesauce. And please note, once you have blended it and it is then to the applesauce consistency and you place it in your glass jar, that then goes back into the fridge, and you will see after a couple of hours that batch will then thicken up, which of course you can then add a little bit more water to it to get it down to whatever consistency that pleases you. So here we go. And as you can see by looking at it now, it looks pretty watery in there. And so this is why you don't want to add a lot of water. But here's the thing, I'm not worried about it because I have more sea moss to add to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and simply add more sea moss to this batch. Not more water, because I am trying to get it to an applesauce consistency, as I said before. So, and there you can see it's now thicker. So a little bit of water, very key, very key. So let me take a look, let me see what we're looking at. And it's a nice little thickness. So now I'm gonna add just a little bit more water, just a little bit. Not much, Because remember, you can always add, but you can't take out. Now I'm going to add in my last batch of sea moss that I have here. And remember, if basically you feel you have screwed up and you've added too much water, always know it's not a loss. You can just put what you have to the side in the fridge and just rehydrate a brand new a new batch. And once that new batch is hydrated, then add it into what you've already blended if you feel like, oh man, I've just simply added too much water. Okay, so let's check it out, give it a stir, and let's see if it's to the complete consistency that I want. And it is. It is. It's a nice applesauce texture. So this is great. And personally, I like it on the thicker side. But just, I'm gonna give it one more hit of water. And then I'm going to first pour out into my ice cube trays, and then whatever is remaining after I fill both my ice cube trays, I'm then going to add to a glass jar, because this week I'm going to be starting a parasite cleanse. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to make papaya seed parasite cleanse smoothies. So stay tuned for that. All right, I am done with blending. I have now yielded 64 ounces is what it's saying on the blender. And as you can see here, I have a really nice applesauce consistency. And if that is still too thick to your liking, because it will thicken up once you place it in the fridge, once again, you can still add, at this point, I would say just a little bit more water if this is too thick for you. Okay, and once you smell this, it should smell like nothing. Okay, I know I said before, when you first open the bag, you're gonna smell, seawater, but if you have cleaned it and hydrated it the way you should have, then once you give this a sniff, you should smell absolutely nothing. So now we're going to fill our ice cube trays. All right, I went ahead and actually added a little bit more water, so my total count is currently 70 ounces. So first I'm going to fill my ice cube tray, and then after that, fill the jar. Okie dokie, here we go. And then all you simply do is smooth it out. And voila, we have two nice filled trays, and we still have 24 ounces left according to the measurement on the blender. So now let's fill the jar. Move these bad boys out the way. Okay, we are at the end now, and I have 24 ounces left in the blender, and I'm simply going to fill up what I have left in this 32-ounce jar. And here's the cool part. Even though this is I'm currently pouring out 24 ounces, I'm going to put this jar in the fridge. And this is, like I said, it's going to thicken up in a couple of hours once I do that. And because I know it's going to thicken up, I can then add a little bit more water after it's thickened up, because I want to see what kind of thickness I get. And after I thicken this bad boy up, then that's going to let me know how much more water I can actually add on top of that. Right now, I don't want to water it down because it's at the perfect consistency that I want it to be. Right? Like I said, applesauce. Okay? So, by the time I'm done adding water after it thickens up, I figure I might get all the way up to here. Heck, who knows? If it thickens up nice, I might even fill it to the point, add more water, and stir it up to the point where it actually gets up to the 32 ounces. But right now, it's at 24, and I suspect I should easily hit 30 on average. Well, I hope that has been helpful, and I hope to see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you have found this helpful, and follow along, because I am going to be making papaya seed parasite detox alkaline smoothies. I know that was a mouthful, but for people that can't sit there and buy the parasite cleanses, no worries, I've got you, and I will be making a papaya seed puppy. I'm going to be making a papaya seed parasite detox alkaline smoothie so that you don't have to suffer from just eating pure seeds, and also you'll be able to have a meal plus cleanse you out. So it's going to be a win-win all around. So like and subscribe, and I look forward to next time. Bye!